Let's jump into the NFL, though, which looks like it's going to be a very interesting week, Brett. I mean, we have some standings that are starting to shape up. The NFC East, for example, the Cowboys, Dak Prescott, he's on that list of MVP potential that we were talking about earlier. Is that team going to be okay, though? Zeke looks like he's going to be able to play again. This NFL season's very interesting. I love this Cardinals team. And Brett, I'm going to be on them this week. They're traveling to Cleveland and plus 150 on the money line. I think the Cardinals are going to continue their uh, unbeaten streak and go to 6-0. Now, the Cardinals rush defense may not be the strongest, and that may be what's really rolling for Cleveland right now with Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. But I'm taking Kyler Murray over Baker Mayfield, just like how last week Justin Herbert won in the shootout against Baker Mayfield. I'm not sure if Baker Mayfield is going to keep up with these younger guys that are year two his junior and are already showing a lot more success in this league than potentially he has. I like Baker, but his passing offense this year, it's been rather underwhelming, to be honest. So the Cardinals going into Cleveland, I like what I've seen from that offense and defense, and I expect them to win. So plus 150 on the money line, I'm going to take that. They're also plus 3 right now on the spread, but I'm just going to stay on the money line right now.
All right, I like it, Higgins. The Vikings are taking on the Panthers. They're actually traveling to Carolina, if I'm reading this correctly. And Carolina is a 1.5 point dog in Oregon right now, Higgins. You cannot tell me that Carolina is any worse than the Minnesota Vikings. I think this will be a close game. I think I'd probably be on the team getting the points in this one no matter what. I just happen to get the home team with points in this one. With the offensive coordinator, I truly believe in Joe Brady. A quarterback who I hope will bounce back this week after a tough outing in Dallas last week. Sam Darnold and DJ Moore, who is having an unbelievable season, Higgins. Not to take anything away from the Minnesota wide receivers, who probably even have a better wide receiver room than Carolina, but DJ Moore has been fantastic. The play calling has been creative. We've seen Tommy Tremble, the rookie tight end, get handoffs. We've seen, a lot of interesting plays. 50-50 shot. McCaffrey comes back. That's something that can move the line as well. So I like Minnesota without I like Carolina without McCaffrey. We don't have full word that Dalvin Cook's playing in this one yet either. So I'm gonna bet this one early before there's a lot of line movement as information comes out. I'm just gonna take Carolina with the points, and I also think if McCaffrey's playing, we could see this at an even money game, Higgins.
Okay. Yeah, if he plays this week, that absolutely could be a pick'em game. I agree with that. That should be a very interesting injury report or game time decision that some people should be watching with that line. I'm going to be sticking with a different NFC North game, Brett. That's our relationship or transition from your pick into mine because Detroit, after just hosting the Vikings, they are now hosting the Cincinnati Bengals, and Detroit has had a rough start to their season. They haven't looked awful on their offensive side of the ball with Jared Goff, but there is a lot wrong with that Detroit Lions team beyond just their quarterback position. Matt Stafford was not the issue. But Cincinnati Bengals have figured out that Joe Burrow, maybe he did actually just need his LSU wide receiver Jamar Chase. They have had an outstanding connection this season, and I think they are actually playing rather well together. The line maybe shouldn't have to be really worried about as much in Detroit necessarily, but that line is still an issue that I would be cautious about with Cincinnati long term. But minus 3.5 in Detroit, I think Cincinnati's going to come in. They're going to get another big win here. And I really think that Cincinnati, who's only 2-3 against the spread this year. I think they're going to actually kind of start to swing that around. They're going to get some better respect. They're going to get some bigger wins, and who knows what this young team could do.
Yeah, I don't have a great read on that one. I think Detroit's been pretty competitive this year. Probably could have even won last week. Probably could have beaten Baltimore. Now, none of those bounces have gone their way, Higgins. So, to your point, you might as well just keep betting the trend. Detroit's going to keep losing. But I do not have a great feel for that one. I think you're right, though. Cincinnati's been really good. Obviously, played Green Bay very tough at home last week. Road game this week. Not sure it's a huge factor in this one. It's a dome stadium, so kind of neutral, especially when you're playing a bad team. It's not going to be that rowdy. But one game that I think will be pretty rowdy, Higgins, the Dallas Cowboys travel to New England. This line makes no sense, so I am going all in on New England because if you asked me what this line would have come out on, Higgins, I would have guessed Dallas -7. It's Dallas -3.5. That honestly probably really points to me that the books think New England's winning this game and they just can't make New England the favorites. I saw this play out on Thursday or Sunday night when Tampa came up to New England. It was gross out. Tom Brady didn't look great. Bill Belichick had the scheme to stop him. And, it's a 2-point game there. I see another game between New England and Miami opening week of the season. All the quarterbacks look ugly in that one. It's a 1-point game. New England's not this team that's going to win a ton of football games, Higgins, but they're going to make you work to get out of there with a dub. And I think, this stays within a field goal for sure.
I think the major factor to watch is Ezekiel Elliott, who's listed as questionable in this game. Now, a lot of the narrative that at least I've heard over the past couple of days has been positive that he's going to play. But what if he doesn't? And then maybe the Patriots actually are only plus 3.5-point underdogs in this game and it's a field goal game. Maybe the Patriots get some of their defensive players in position to be able to play that are listed as questionable right now, like Van Noy or Jonathan Jones or Duggar or anyone like that. So who knows? I think the injury report for this matchup could be very key because Dallas, they're 5-0 against the spread so far this season. New England, they're only 2-3.
Yeah, I think you raised some good points. Dallas being 5-0 against the spread. That's great information for all our listeners. This one is going New England. I might even take New England outright. This line makes no sense. I mean, Higgins, I'm telling you, you asked me last Sunday, Dallas plays New England next week. You think they give Dallas a touchdown? Oh, yeah, I think it's probably 7.5, maybe even 8.5. But his line came out at 3.5, Higgins. My jaw hit the floor. I was like, well, I'm betting New England this week.
Something fishy is in the air. I agree there.